What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well.
Yeah.
I waited for it this morning. I thought I'm not going to go. Normally, I go on a big, long thing. I thought, you know what? Let's start it off right. Let's start it off with a KG bomb. We've got plenty to get into this morning. We've got Harry Kane to talk about KG. We've got possibly a bit of a push, a bit of a
Wait,
shove.
hold on. 1 second. Did he say? Who did he say?
Harry Kane. We're going to be talking about him because yesterday we did say, or whenever it was, that maybe he needs to put in a transfer request. Well, apparently Manchester United think the same. They want him to put in a transfer request. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about how the Glazers might refuse to sanction any spending until the takeover situation is over, which means about that transfer request, Harry. Maybe delay it a little bit, actually. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the goalkeeping situation, a new bid for Mason Mount coming in after yesterday's one was rejected, and also Donny van de Beek. Yes, remember him? Donny.
How's he? Like, hold on. Wait, no, this is appropriate for Donny van de Beek.
Donny could be joining Jose in Rome. That's what could be happening. So, yes, plenty to get into this morning. But before I do, KG, how you doing? Thursday morning.
You know what? Thursday morning, again, I look in the mirror, you know, when I'm getting ready before I take my daughter to school and stuff, and I'm like, be positive, be positive, be positive. Yeah, because, you know, this Man United thing is not easy. It's not easy to look at the truth, look at what's going on, look at the things that frustrate you. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Again, as I said, feeling positive. I'm just in, again, just hoping. It's hope and pray settings.
Yeah, me and you were having we were having a bit of a discussion yesterday on one of the shows. It kind of bled over into your channel actually as well.
Yeah, good.
About the Maguire situation, the 50 million thing.
Yes.
Care for any retort about that before we go into the news?
I do actually. I think it's only right that we talk about this. Man United, even us, I think we've got into a stage where we don't see the proper value for our players. Again, Kai Havertz, yeah, what do you call it? Like, who's not been good. He hasn't been good. No one is aside. I saw Darren Ben tweeting yesterday saying, I do not understand this deal. I do not understand why we paid 65 million for Kai Havertz. One, because Chelsea players somehow, it doesn't matter how bad they are, their value stays the same. Now, Man United don't put those metrics towards the players that we sell. Let's say we had Kai Havertz. Do we get to sell him for 65 million? And the answer is no.
It must be said that what KG is referring to here is he said yesterday that Harry Maguire is worth 50 million.
Yep. England international. England international played in a what do you call it? Played in a final or something, a Euro final or something like that. The guy is a complete starter, Man United captain. Say what you want about him. You can sell that and say that, like, I don't believe he's that price. But if Kai Havertz is walking out 2 years on his contract and he's walking out for something like that, I don't think we should limit the value of these Man United players. Even in the comment section, someone said, "So how much does Sancho go for if Kai Havertz is 65 million?"
It's a good point. It's a good point.
This is it, Man United, and we have a solid history. I went through United District, put out, like, it had a breakdown of all the players we've sold from like 2018 to now. The free section was ridiculous, but the actual amounts we're selling these players for makes no sense. And Man United just need to change their attitude for certain signings. Remember, someone else came on, and this is a great caller. Paulinho, Fulham are saying that he's how much? 90 million.
And what's funny with that one is they go, we're walking away from the Fred bid because we think it's a bit prohibitive that you've charged 20. You're charging 90. Not to say that Fred's the same as Paulinho, but still, like,
not to say
he's black.
It's not like, are you seeing what I'm saying now?
So now
we have to start acting like the rest of the league. When you say if you run outside to talk to Fred in the car park, we've never seen transfers like this. We've never seen dealings like this in I don't know, in the history of football.
You said he ran out like that and went 20
Yeah,
million. He went 20.
please.
Okay, well, see you later. I didn't realize 20.
Yeah. So he's ran out, clearly wanting this guy, and then we say 20 million. Nah, man, put that price up. If that Paulinho kid, and he's decent, yeah, but he's not 90 million decent. So we need to start fabricating as well and start putting mad prices on these players, because again, if you think you're getting quality, you spend you say this is valued at more. So then someone thinks, oh man, I've got a quality player, this, that, and the other. We have to start doing that because it's ridiculous. Now we got Zidane Iqbal that's gone for close to $1 million, yeah, which is a disgrace. We were talking about Bailly, yeah, who's gonna leave for like 2 million. We couldn't pick up a Bailly, let's even injured Bailly, we wouldn't be able to pick him up for 2 million. Man United will pay something like 12 to 15 for him. If we're linked to a player with his attributes, we'd have to pay that money. It's ridiculous.
What's the motto? Overcharge, no, overspend and undercharge. That's the motto of Manchester United, certainly.
And it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Yeah,
so we need to change the way we do business. It sucks. Sorry.
Now, let's talk about Harry Kane because, and again, credible sources know it's Neil Custis from The Sun, so gross. But
he knows a lot though.
But you know, it is information, it is news. And he is reporting that Manchester United have told Harry Kane, if you want the move, make it happen. In a final attempt to move things on, Manchester United want Harry Kane to come out with a transfer request or a strongly worded statement about his desire to leave for Old Trafford. Harry Kane still desperately wants the move, but Manchester United are not prepared to let the situation drag on any longer. They value Kane at around £80 million, but have been told he's not for sale by Spurs, with very little room for negotiation. Now, it's funny that this comes up, and it came up late last night. It's funny that this comes up because when we did the show, was it yesterday we spoke about Harry Kane? Was it the day before that? They blur it all into one.
Days are all blended into one.
They do. They really do, especially in transfer season. But the point is that we said that with that report that came out saying Harry Kane, he still really wants to move. And Manchester United, Harry Kane, like his preference is to go to United. That's the move that he wants. He really, really hopes that Daniel Levy will budge a little bit and not let him go on a free. And we said at the time, this feels like the first step of Harry Kane going, maybe my agents or maybe my representatives just put something in the media. Let's just say that I really want it. And me and you both said that ain't gonna be enough, Harry. Like you're dealing with Daniel Levy, who doesn't want to sell you. And let's face it, he's probably not going to sell you. If you've got any hope, any chance of moving to Old Trafford this summer, scoring goals at Old Trafford like you did for England the other day, mate, you've got to go fully on strike settings. I mean, that's all he can do. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. No more nice.
Well, maybe we can't forget that
a light media thing.
He tried it the last time when the move to City was on. He wasn't about. He even did this little overlap thing. You know, he went for a nice little walk and stuff, and he was like, all these people was telling him that Harry Kane's not that kind of guy, but he was on strike.
Remember, he didn't come to training. It was so weird, wasn't it? He didn't come to training. They said, no, he wasn't due back in training today. He's due back in a couple of days. And he didn't come in a couple of days. And they went, don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, he was on strike. He did a madness. Like, we can't forget that he's not above this. And what Harry Kane needs to realize is you're only getting older. You're only getting older, and certain moves are just not available. Poch will show you. It's clear with what's happened with Poch, innit? Poch wanted the Man United job, and timing just didn't allow it to happen. And he knows how much Poch wanted the Man United job because Poch was twerking, pretty much, like, clearly.
Yeah.
So he's missed out, and for himself, he's missed out on Man City. Like, he's probably looking at Harden like, it should have been me, you know? Because I would have scored all of those goals that he scored. I would have won the treble. I would have done this. Put my 30 goals in that team, they'll be fine, right? There's no difference. I could have made them. So now he's missed out. He's going to say to himself, am I going to put myself in this position again for an almost top 4 finish? That's not good enough. I want to go to a team that has a chance of winning some silverware. I need one trophy. I need one, right? Maybe a light FA Cup. Champions League would be nice, but then you're not getting that at Spurs. You're not, there's no chance of seeing that trophy at Spurs. No way.
No, and you sympathise for him in the extent of he's had a couple of managers come in that have sat him down. And he's gone, actually, I tell you what, Mourinho's here. Like, he wins trophies. Like, that's cool. Okay, I'll stay. Because every single time he's looked like he's going to go, this other manager comes in, Mourinho goes, Mourinho's here. I'll stick around. Then he goes, Mourinho leaves. It all goes to shit. He goes, I guess I'm off. And they go, Conte. He goes, well, I'm sticking around. This guy wins. And then the same thing happens over and over again. It falls apart. And I think that, was it fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, fool me 3 times? I'm an idiot.
No, but it's when George W. Bush says it. And that's the funniest audio. King.
Oh, the one.
Fool me once.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You fool me 3. You fool me 3 times. Can't get fooled again.
Bro, someone should have briefed the president.
These are unacceptable.
Have you seen the one where he's talking about what he was doing, and someone gets up and he just goes, "We were at a park in Botswana," and like probably looks like we were at a park in Botswana.
It's like my transfer thing when I done that, the lean forward, bro. Okay.
Actually, interestingly, KG, now that you're here, how would you negotiate a deal with Harry Kane if you were across from Daniel Levy? How would KG negotiate work that one out?
I'd be like, look, Daniel, Dans. Yeah. Nah, I'm that guy that'll try and shorten anyone's name.
DL. DL.
All right, Levy, leave it out. Here we go.
DL, put a H in it. Deliver Harry Kane to me. DHL.
But yeah, I'll start like that, and then I'll probably what's the thing? I'll be like, come on, stadium looks good, but how are you gonna pay for it, mate? You need to start thinking about the future. This guy's gonna walk out on a free. You don't want that. You don't want that. And if he goes, just imagine he turns up at Arsenal, turns up at Chelsea. There'll be blood on your hands, mate. Right now, you're in control. Do you want to lose total control? Because this is what you're aiming for. This is where this is heading. If he ends up at another North London club, or if he ends up at Chelsea, you'll be hit. You will not recover from this. What's it going to be? I've got 80 million right now. You know what? Actually, I'll make it 90. Here's a sweetener. Let's go. You going to sanction the deal? Thank you for doing business.
And that's including Harry Kane putting in a transfer request as well.
Yeah, that's it. But I think that's great because it makes sense, bro. You can have you're putting yourselves in the space of anything can happen, and Spurs fans have not got over Sol Campbell. They haven't. If all the market needs to be is there needs to be a situation where he can't turn down a move. Let's say Arsenal desperately need a striker. Man United are good. All the top 6 are good, right? In terms of up front. But Arsenal needs someone. And Harry Kane's available for free. You think they're not going to say, Harry? I mean, it's up there. It's not in the realms of impossibility. That can happen. When Poch turned up and was like, we've seen crazy shifts where guys we saw Rafa Benitez go to Everton. Anything is possible. We've seen it when someone is saying, hey, I need to work. These guys have got they bought a good proposal towards me, and it's the better proposal that I've seen. I can still live in London. My family will be fine. It's down the road. I don't have to move. You know what? Arsenal it is. Don't play those games. Don't play those games. It's reckless. Nah, man, you ain't gonna do the reckless one. Yeah. Hold on. What are we talking about? We almost saw Ronaldo in a sky blue kit. Let's never forget that. Ronaldo, Sue. He was like hours away from signing for, oh my goodness, and they would have won the treble. Jesus, that would have hurt. That would have hurt.
But what the question is, KG, would that have worked? We saw what Ronaldo was like at United. Again, don't get me wrong, first year, Yeah, he scored those goals, top goal scorer. But where did we finish? We finished 6th.
What you saying? If you put Ronaldo into the Man City team, he's not going to score goals. Come on.
It was scored goals, but I mean, would they be this version of City that they are now?
I promise you, you could put like anyone is scoring goals in that team. Weghorst, Weghorst is getting 15 to 20 goals in that City side.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Let's not go crazy here, KG.
Weghorst is getting 15 goals in that City side.
You know what my favorite thing about transfer season is as well?
Yeah.
Is watching KG react to transfers on Twitter. Because I saw when Gundogan was Here we go! For Gundogan yesterday, he's going to Barcelona. I saw KG quote Twitter went, "Everyone's doing business now, man." Everyone's moving. He literally went, "Everyone's moving." I felt like the penny dropped. He went, "Everyone's."
No, because oh man, all I've been seeing yesterday was Saudi and Chelsea's links, and you know Neville is hilarious. I find Gary Neville like really funny to just listen to and stuff, because it's like now he's like, oh, there should be an injunction on Chelsea's business. Shut up, bruv. Like, you know, like, bruv, yeah, we just need to check and make sure for the integrity of the game. Big man, what about integrity of game at your own club? Where these Glazers have been, and he only started talking recently. This guy was a silent church mouse settings. All of a sudden, he's talking about integrity. Bro, these men have been stealing dividends for years. The integrity of Man United has been in the dumps. We've only heard your voice recently. Chelsea start making business, start finding loopholes. All of a sudden, you got a problem with it. Big man, be quiet. You got to be quiet.
Did your dad for a second there?
Yeah, be quiet. No, because I couldn't believe it. I said, bro, imagine we've been waiting to hear your voice for the longest time. The integrity of Man United, we've been falling behind for years. This maybe the last 2 years, he's got a bit loud on the Glazers situation. Now they're talking about Sir Jim staying and the Glazers still being there as well. And your voice ain't the loudest. Nah, bruv. Nah. I'm not trying to hear it. Nope.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was talking actually about this. I can't remember who I was talking with the other day, saying that when you look back at those sort of because people talk about nowadays pundits, they talk about fan channels and all that kind of stuff, and I go, oh, wait a minute. You can't forget when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager of Manchester United, there were a lot of people, and this even happened with Ronaldo last season too, that they went, he's my mate, I don't want to talk about it. That's your job. You're on TV. You're literally there to talk about that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was losing 5-0 to Liverpool at Old Trafford and 2-0 against City when they could have beat us 10-0, and they went, just don't want to talk about it. He's my mate.
Don't want to. I'll never forget. Don't want to talk about. He's my mate, and I get it. Gary Neville in the last how long in the last year and a bit has been pro Glazers out. I understand that.
Yeah,
but guys, the Glazers haven't been here for a year and a half. I just want you to know. Just for anyone that's not sure, the Glazers have been here for a long time, and the Glazers have been rinsing Man United for a long time, and the running of this club in terms of players' exits have been crap for a very long time. There's a long history of us doing garbage in terms of how we treat players. It's disgusting. Anyway,
it's
Disgusting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What else was I going to say? Oh yeah,
so just finally on Kane.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Do you reckon we can do it?
No, I don't think we'll get Harry Kane. I don't. I think that Daniel Levy will stand firm, even if a bit like with this Mason Mount stuff that we're going to talk about in a bit. That by all accounts, he said to Chelsea, "Look, I know you've rejected 2 bids, but just so you know, I'm not signing a new contract. So either you let me go this summer, or I'm going next year on a free. Just so you know." That's what's happening. I just don't know if Harry Kane will even do that. I don't know if Harry Kane has, again, the minerals to go up to Daniel Levy and be like, mate, sell me this summer or I'm leaving on a free. You know what he's like? It'll be like, we've seen his team talks. You remember those? I think he might be leaving.
Wait. No, I think Harry Kane's going to surprise us. I honestly think he's going to surprise us. These things haven't come out of nowhere. He went on England duty. This is like a Pogba special. You know when Pogba goes to France and he starts moving mad.
But you think he was looking around Carrington and he went, actually, I like
Yeah,
it. And then Ronaldo picks up the phone and goes, you like Carrington?
No, but he's like, it feels better. You know, and again, the one thing that I like, you know, because people talk about Man United not being able to attract players. It's an absolute lie. Like, we know what this club is. Even if there's no screens, it's still Manchester United. Like, It's a big club. Like, kids dream about wearing this. Like, especially he wants to ply his trade in England. Like, that's what he wants to do, right? He wants to break the scoring record. He's thinking like, imagine I break the scoring record in a red shirt, though. Like, imagine if I bring the glory days back to Man United. I'll be a god. You know, and that's the thing that all players, you know, the little ego and stuff. The guy that brings it back, like, see how Klopp, he's a god at, what do you call it? Like it or not, he's a god at Liverpool. Can just move how he wants. Why? Because he brought back the good times. If he leaves, there's a stand, there should be a statue. That's how serious he's been there. Man United, we get it right. And the next manager to bring the glory days, you're getting all of that. And what a place. If you think about legacy, if you're legacy driven, which Harry Kane clearly is, you want to drop a legacy at one of the biggest club in the world, one of the biggest clubs in the world, Man United. Trust me, I like it. That's how I'll be selling these guys. I'll be selling guys the storyline. I'm not selling them the, what you call it. I'm saying this is what this thing looks like.
Yeah, that's the story. Is it going to happen though, KG? That was the question.
Altan's possibility. Altan's possibility. Absolutely. Yeah. Man United said that Harry Kane was our number one target at the beginning before the window opened. A striker was our number one. So where's that gone? There was clearly a budget left aside purely for Harry Kane.
Well, they said that they
think you want to bring in, and now the money's gone. Where's it gone? Did we haven't bought anyone?
The price went up, didn't it?
No, I'm saying, just imagine they said they're not going to do business with Spurs purely for the reasoning of we just don't think he wants to come out or this, that, and the other. Now there's been another. It's changed. The tone of the conversation is Harry Kane is on England duty. He's warming to Man United. He's warming to that thing, and they're saying, "Well, Harry, if you push, we'll push, and maybe we can get a deal done." You know, but the money should still be there, because if he's your number one signing, your number one option, and you haven't done any business, as far as I'm concerned, unless we sign a player that I don't know about, that money that we're talking about should still be there, correct?
Well, so you're saying at the very minimum, put a bid in, see what happens, rock the boat a little bit.
Yeah, and I need him to work with us as well. So it's kind of like tapping up and saying, big man, you have to put in that transfer request. I need that as a basis. Put in a transfer request, we'll take it from there. I need you to play ball, though. You have to put in as a minimum. Mbappe, write a letter.
Yeah, get that Harry Kane stationery as well. Do it. Let's get some super chats. Corey says, if Qatar comes in, the board needs replacing. We are going to talk about the takeover stuff in just a second. Sashiv says, KG, why would Kane go to Arsenal? I mean, I think it's
why not? Isn't it? But why? No, I'm not joking. If
Harry Kane, KG, is not going to Arsenal on a free next summer, he's not going.
Why not? But why not?
Because he is a Spurs legend. I know you're saying, "Oh, Sol Campbell did it," but Sol Campbell is not the same as Harry Kane. He is. What
if the situation just says, "Look, like it works for me. I'm in London." What if he's in that situation? I'm in London. Every other club, let's say every other top 6 club, has their striker, bar Arsenal. Yeah.
You can tell me, with the way Todd Bowley's moving at the moment, even if they get a striker this summer, they've gotten Kunku. There is no way in a million years Todd doesn't even go, hey, let's try and figure something out.
If he ends up at Chelsea and Spurs have a dirty rivalry.
It's not the same as Arsenal. It's not the same.
I know. No, but none of those two clubs would be it will be affected. If he goes to Chelsea, I'm telling you that Chelsea legendary status will be affected. Absolutely guaranteed. You're
Of
talking
course.
about not
Yeah.
selling to a rival, selling to a London rival is even worse. Now, if he ends up at Arsenal, if Arsenal offer him the best payment structure with the chance of not uprooting your family, staying exactly where you are.
Yeah,
You
and just
can't
you
play
staying
it out.
exactly where you are, but everyone hates you exactly where you are at the moment.
And people get over things.
Yeah, he
People
wouldn't.
get over things.
You say people get over things. They still talk about Sol Campbell to this day.
Exactly.
And
But
that's Sol Campbell.
But then if he goes there and wins titles, he will deal with that. Again, you're moving to the bigger club. So if he goes to Arsenal and wins something with Arsenal, they can cuss till they come home. Arsenal fans will take him into their pack. And they're louder. Let's be real. They are louder. So it'll just be Spurs guys complaining. They will love it. Arsenal fans would love that. That will be a wicked day for them. What are you talking about? If they just imagine, don't forget his wife. If his wife says, look, I don't want to move, the kids, we don't want to uproot anyone. We want to stay here. We can stay in the same house, Harry.
I honestly think if he was given the option of a free agent of going, you can either go to Arsenal or stay at Spurs, he'd sign a new Spurs contract. He wouldn't go to Arsenal.
Brother. Why is he waiting? Then he should sign a contract now.
Because there's other options other than Arsenal on the table.
I'm just saying anything's possible, man. I know people think it's funny, but again, we never thought Ronaldo could end up in a Man City shirt, and he almost did. And he's rich. So what was the reason for that? He left. He packed up his locker and he started leaving. And
Ronaldo's different. Ronaldo's different than Kane as well. Let's not get that twisted too. In terms of
to leave, you grew up in the club. You was an idol at Man United, and you're seconds away from signing for Man City. How different can you be?
Yeah, because he went the long way round too. He went to Real Madrid, then to Juventus, and then could have gone to Man City. He's not going from Spurs to Arsenal, free transfer, when he's got other options available. Remember that when Ronaldo made that signing, there were two people in for him. It was us and it was City. That was it. He didn't have many other options as well.
You know what's funny though? Do you know what's funny about the situation is, again, if he was, let's say, like Man United heavy, and that was what he was all about, yeah. If they was offering, he said, I could stay at Juve because they didn't want him to leave. I could stay at Juve, yeah, as he said, or go to Man City.
Stay at Juve. He cleared out his locker. He went, I'm off.
He cleared out his locker before they knew he was getting. It was like, mate, you're not even like, they couldn't believe it. I'm telling you now, yeah, I honestly believe that anything can happen in the realms of football now. Anything. I don't look at no situation and think, expect this and the other. Right now, there's Man United fans that are like, good riddance that David De Gea is leaving. So these players don't need to be loyal to nothing because you lot don't give a shit about me as well. I'm going to do what I need to do for my career. Imagine giving 12 years and Man United fans are saying good riddance. Bro, mercenary settings. Do what you want. It's your career. These fans are fickle as fuck. As soon as I start scoring goals, someone's going to love me. The only person that's just unloved at the moment is probably Michael Owen. He misplayed his hand. He's the only one that I would say, as a footballer, is unloved by any fan base. Liverpool fans like, nah.
Not legend anyway.
Yeah, he's just like he started Beek with Alan Shearer. With Alan Shearer on Newcastle, like, sit down. And we hate him anyway because of just the way he talks about us. No one likes him. He's the man with on his own.
Pespin with the super chat says Harry Kane needs to have a listen, big man, kind of conversation with Daniel Levy. He needs to grow a pair. So there you go. See what else got here. Poch to Chelsea, yes. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the Glazers refusing to sanction transfers. This is quite significant, actually. So it's been reported by the Mirror that Erik Ten Hag is growing quite frustrated because Ten Hag sat down with the Manchester United Director of Football, John Murtough, and Technical Director, Darren Fletcher, back in early spring to identify all of his transfer targets as well as outgoings in a bid to move early in the transfer market. But according to the Mirror, those best laid plans have stalled, with the Glazers refusing to sanction spending until the takeover situation is resolved, a situation which is understood to have infuriated Erik Ten Hag. Now, this is something we have spoken about quite a bit recently, actually, saying, are they actually even going to sanction things when you're this close possibly to a takeover? How is this going to affect the transfer market? We've seen us already move slowly. And again, this is the Mirror, so it's not like Ornstein coming out or Mike Keegan or Romano or whoever it may be. But the fact that there is a possibility that the Glazers are like, we're not doing anything, which I don't really believe, because I still do think we're selling people while this is ongoing, because otherwise we're totally screwed.
No,
but one thing I do want to say about the takeover stuff is, because last night we nearly did it again, folks. Okay. And what I'm talking about here is a lot of people are reading a lot of bullshit on social media and getting so excited about it. Last night, people go, wait till midnight. What is this? Cinder effing Rella. I mean, I couldn't believe people going, wait until midnight. Something's going to happen. Big announcements coming out midnight after the stock market closes. Stock market closes at 9 p.m. our time. Why are we waiting till midnight for something that isn't going to happen? And you know what? I also saw people doing last night too, like cryptic emoji tweets. Eyes, sand timer. Let's be responsible here. I understand that, you know, no one knows anything, but that's the point. No one knows anything. So don't do stuff like that. It was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous last night. And again, look, and people that were doing it, KG, big followings. I mean, big followings. So the point is, like, let's be responsible here. Let's not be crazy and do eyes, sand timer, you know, Qatar flag, pen to paper. If you've got something to say it. And if you don't have something to say, don't say it. But don't just lie and make shit up. Oh, my goodness me. Midnight.
I'm glad you got that off your chest, because I know that you probably saw those little the sand emojis and you were getting furious. I could only imagine, pacing around his house, drinking a Monster, and
it's more as well, because people keep doing this and nothing, and it comes and goes. And then what? And you know what the worst thing is? When it comes and goes, I've seen this too. They go, something happened. No, nothing happened. Not something. Nothing happened. So let's not even.
No, I mean, I'm dropping a bomb for you, because that was incredible. You are cooking. wait. And for all the people that did it yesterday.
They broke me, blood. I'm broken, fam.
No, it's true though. Expecting for the clock to strike 12 and saying, whoa. That's a bibbity boppity boo, fam. And we got a brand new club, new stadium, money, signings. Now, back on the thing that you asked me a question of, is Man United sanctioning sales and stuff? Well, we know it's fabrication. We know that one is another made-up story. Again, just to rile up United fans. We're very easy to rile up with media stories and stuff. Well, we know it's not true, because we put in 2 bids to sign Mason Mount. On top of that, Man United apparently can't be bought, or even if the deal goes through, the exclusivity and stuff, it's going to take 8 to 12 weeks, they're saying. So how are we going to buy these players? Like 8 to 12 weeks, what? We're going to wait to the end of those weeks before we can get into the market? Come on, guys. Let's be realistic. There's got to be contingency plans. There's got to be things that put in place. You know, so if the Glazers now are spending their own money, that they get reimbursed, probably. There must be stuff that that's there just for those moments. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think, again, it's just Man United fans, we're just so, like, because we care about the club so much, and we'll literally click anything. As you said yesterday, we went yesterday. I saw it was like a screenshot thing. It was really blurry, and it was like,
I get it, because people, they do want a resolution to this, and they do want an end. And particularly when you have a preference for certain bids over the other, when you get a bit of information that you want to be true, you kind of manifest it into believing it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, I don't understand a broken clock's right twice a day, but that's what it kind of feels like. People are just throwing stuff out there, and eventually one of them's going to be right, because they've, you know what I mean? They'll go back to a tweet 6 months ago that said sand timer and be like, "Told you, I said 6 months ago." You've also done it every single day since then.
Do you know what I was hoping for as well? I'll be honest with you, Owen. As a tier 9 journalist, yeah.
Yes.
I was hoping today we go into the thing exclusivity, and I would have said, see, Told you it's on Thursday.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I would have done it. I would have done it. No one could stop me as well. I would have done it with shamelessly as well. I said, yeah, Thursday.
Because and also as well, even and this is my point too. It's not even necessarily like the Twitter accounts as well. It's that we've had big outlets be saying it's imminent for 6 months. so, and that's them. So when we remember, like 2 weeks ago, there's going to be a decision next week.
No one's talking about it. No one's seismic. I saw this tweet that was done close to it was proper, like it was like, I don't know if it was a Sky Sports person or something, but seismic changes at Man United, a bid that could change it. Like, bro, 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Like,
and the thing is, like, it could happen today. Like, it could. I mean, we might be massively. I might be massively in the mud, and something will come out today, and totally happy and fine with that.
No, you wouldn't be in the mud. I think again, you can make it work for you. You can make it work for you. You wouldn't be in the mud because we saw it yesterday. The clock was supposed to strike 12, and we had a new owner, but I didn't. We just went to sleep again.
I remember reading that at the time, like not even like waiting for. I didn't even bother waiting for 12 because I literally saw that time. I went, clock strikes midnight. What kind of Hunchback of Notre Dame reality are we living in with the clock strikes midnight? I mean, it's our time's meant to show up in like a pumpkin carriage or something like that.
Hello.
Purchased Old Trafford. If the shoe fits. I couldn't believe it when I was reading it last night. Oh, there you go. Anyway, be sure to smash a like on the like button. We've got over 2,000 people watching.
It is a proper Latin style. Make way for
a whole new world.
Make way for Sheikh Jassim.
Or like Beauty and the Beast. There's just there's just a rose with petals falling off with a time. one petal left. Club's ours.
You know, when you play it, it is ridiculous. I can't believe there were some Man United fans that was up hoping for the 12 o'clock thing last night. If you're one of them people, you've got it. Give us the judges. Give us. If you're one of those people, give us. Go and play the judges, man. These morning shows make me laugh. It's good to start a morning with the smiles and happiness, man.
Yes, and get stuff off your chest. It's quite cathartic, isn't it? You know,
a
whole new club.
Yo, that's brilliant. Let's go. What's next?
Lil Yo-Yo says Fleck Thali is finalizing a deal with Rain. Eyes emoji. And Rikesh is the latest member of the UV Members Club. Big up to you.
Another one. Big up to you. Oh, man.
KG, we're not going to be allowed to do many more morning shows. So we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah, man. I didn't do a stream at midnight for the announcement. Shut your mouth, you chief. I was just streaming because my first stream broke down and I had to go live again because I felt bad.
Let's move on. Let's talk about goalkeepers. Onana, what's his name, KG?
Onana.
Okay. It's been reported by The Athletic, a bit of an update on David De Gea and his contract situation at United. It's been reported by Dan Sheldon and shared by the likes of David Ornstein and Laurie Whitwell and others. David Ornstein was actually on Sky Sports News last night as well, saying it looks like De Gea is going to leave. Now, he is saying, Dan Sheldon, that David De Gea and Manchester United are still yet to find an agreement over a new contract, with the goalkeeper and the club still considering their options. Man United, this is the most wild and I guess typical Man United part of all of this. Man United are relaxed about David De Gea's situation and do not view June 30th as a strict deadline for when a new contract has to be signed, apart from the fact that's when his contract expires. And I thought about it. I went, what a diss to David De Gea. They're going, We don't need to sign it by June 30. Why? Nobody in for him. The man. Do you know how crazy that is? KG.
Owen. Once again, we just have a history of this. I don't want to swear, but I've swore a lot already. So we got a history of this shit, yeah, at this club. And the fact that we're relaxed when his contract is expiring, as in he's no longer a Man United player, and like, oh, come on, it's not really a big deal. That's how we've been doing all our business. It's actually part of the ethos and the DNA of this club. Very relaxed. Frankie de Jong, Man United, very relaxed. Man United monitoring these terms that we've been using. We shouldn't be surprised. I spoke to a fan yesterday that said, well, Man United are doing Man United things. We operate the same, and we've been operating like this for the last, 5-6 years. David De Gea, if we have it right, David De Gea is another player that's about to leave on a free. Like, nothing. Again, we're doing it again. Who would have thought the club loses? David's in the list with the Pogbas, the Ander Herreras of this world that just walk out. Insane. Man United, the worst run club in the top 6. I don't want to say the worst run club in the Premier League because there's some other clubs with some serious issues. But in the top 6, as a power club, we're disgusting. Like, Barcelona really bad as well in terms of the leather situation, but I still think they run better than us.
Again, this is what's crazy about this. It's just that make your mind up. Make a decision. Which direction do you want to go? I mean, even if you go, well, technically June 30, that's not a real deadline for us having to sign or agree a new contract, but at least make your mind up by then, which direction you want to go in. They're still weighing up. Do we want to keep De Gea? It's got a lot of, and it's got still wages. De Gea doesn't really want to reduce them that much. Do we want to go for Onana, which we'll talk about in just a second? Costa, Raya. It's all of this like debate. Eventually the debate has to end and you have to pick a decision, a direction to go in. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to get a new goalkeeper? Do you want to keep De Gea? Or what do you want to do? Not this, we'll wait until June 30, but actually it don't really matter. I mean, it shouldn't be shocking, should it? The Glazers don't believe in deadlines because it's crazy.
They don't. And again, I think I really think they've shown David De Gea, if it goes past the deadline, that's told David De Gea all he needs to know. And if I'm David, like, I wish David had proper friends in his life that saying to him, mate, I get it. I know you love these lot, but they're mugging you off. I'll be sharing him screenshots of what the fans are saying. I'm sharing him everything. And I'm saying, bro, go and get paid. They don't deserve your loyalty. Like, you can't love someone that's not going to love you back. This is ridiculous. You have to now say, you know what? Put yourself first. Again, if you want to talk about securing your family, generational wealth, and that and the other, there's a deal offered for you in Saudi. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Why do you just want to sit on the bench for at least go Saudi for 2 years? And then after you can decide what you want to do next, but you got enough money now. We're good. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that I'll be trying to promote to him. Because I'm saying you've given this club everything. When they had no one, when they had the worst defense, you kept this club afloat with your saves and stuff. And now this is how they're treating you. One, you didn't get to say bye and wave to the fans on the last game of the season. You haven't had none of this. And now they think that this is acceptable. Someone that's given this many years. And the fax machine broke down, because I remember when Man United fans were praying that he didn't leave. All of this has happened. You've never spoken once negatively about this club. Once. Find the footage. It doesn't exist.
What would you say to those people, to those reports rather, that say that part of the issue with this contract is maybe he's sort of scoffing a little bit on reducing his wages a little bit?
Oh, we do that. We blame the this is typical Man United. We blame the actual player. Instead, he said, I'm willing. So apparently before it was David De Gea has accepted all terms for Britzel, all these people. Now the club always turn it around and say, he didn't want this. It's like even when we got rid of Ralph Ragnick and we put him in some mad NDA, and then the thing was he wanted to focus on the Austria job. Nah, mate, he said he could do both. He told us I can do both. I will still be as a consultant and do and work in this situation. the club always do this. They start to make us feel funny about the player. No, mate, you lot did poor business. When they said Ander Herrera, the club did this again. Ander Herrera turned it down. Wait, Ander Herrera got tired because look when you're talking to me. I've been here for this whole time. You could have been able to negotiate with me, and you didn't. The club, this is like when you see the actions of a club and they've been consistent for this long, understand this is what the club do. You know what I mean? And I just think it's wrong. I think treating if you don't believe he's a legend, call him whatever you want to call him. Treating someone that's had that long at the club and letting him go out like this is an absolute disgrace. It is. And this is what's going to affect players wanting to come and pay for this wonderful club.
Well, in terms of a replacement, it was reported quite extensively yesterday in the Daily Mail that Andre Onana has been sounded out about a move to Manchester United as they continue to await a final decision on David De Gea's future. As I mentioned, Man United remain in dialogue with David De Gea, and a compromise could still be reached with competition for the Spaniard also being brought into Erik ten Hag's squad. United Chiefs are also understood to have held talks with some candidates as a backup to David De Gea. De Gea leaving and Manchester United buying a new number one is being considered, and Andre Onana is a leading contender if indeed they go down that route. With Manchester United uncertain of how De Gea's scenario will play out, discussions with Andre Onana's camp are thought to have been only tentative at this stage. And again, that's really my concern and my frustration about all of this, KG. It's just that how are we towards the end of June and they've still not really made their mind up as to what they want to do? I think it's very, very, very clear what Erik ten Hag would like. He wants a new goalkeeper. Because to your point, those reports are out there suggesting that the deal was there to be signed, and De Gea had agreed to those terms on at least tentatively. Although then there were some that said, that, like I said, that he was scoffing a little bit at the salary increase or what have you. But the point being is that they were near enough there, and why hasn't this been signed off? Why hasn't it been completed? And they kept saying it's Erik ten Hag's sign off. They're just waiting for Ten Hag. So you've got a guy then, that Ten Hag, who he's a decisive guy. He's made his mind up what he wants, probably a new goalkeeper. But then you've also got others within the club that are going, yeah, Eric, budget's tight though. So what do you really want? You know, I know you want to get a striker, but get a striker. I mean, can we really afford to bring in a new goalkeeper, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And that's ultimately what this comes down to. It's a lack of decisiveness. It's one side wanting one thing, one side wanting the other. It's a small budget, FFP, and nonsense when it comes to the takeover. It's just poor running of a football club. That's what the situation is.
Everything's poor, but again, like I still don't. I'm in like a small group of people that don't feel that the budget they're telling us we have is the budget. I've not seen, like, where are the loopholes for us? Why are we not creative? We're the only one.
They're devoid of creativity. That's the problem.
But that's because they're not trying. I have to believe that you're not trying. Again, we saw Barcelona when they said that they're stuck and they can't. They literally they had to register players and they go through the portal right on that website, and literally players were there that was waiting to be signed. Right, they had to do what they had to do and they made it work. Right, for Man United, it's like we're the only ones now taking FFP serious. Everyone else, the league is operating, and we're the ones that are like, hey guys, we need to focus on these FFP issues. Wait a minute. You're talking about City that's over 100 and something breaches. I know Chelsea, there's a group of clubs. So now all of a sudden, it's really convenient for Man United. You don't want to spend money. That's what it's coming down to. More than the FFP being an excuse. And because the clubs put it out there, we got FFP restrictions, mate. So you're telling me the team that finished in the top four. So remember, they said the budget should be more. The budget will be hampered if we don't finish in the top four. So okay, let's imagine we didn't finish in the top four. How much do we have to spend? Yeah,
nothing.
You know what I mean? Like let's play this game. All right. So we had a long cup run. So things are not making sense. This is just Man United being like the current regime being crooks. Honestly, this is what it comes down to. I believe there has to be money in this club. There has to be. We're talking about the sponsorship deals. If we finish in certain positions, we're supposed to get more from the sponsors and this, that, and in prize money and so on, so on, so. So where is all this money gone? The TV rights. We're talking like how the money's shared out. We have nothing, really. It doesn't make sense. Things are not adding up. Personally, a big club of us only having 100 million to spend doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry.
Well, they were saying it's the sins of the past as well, because we still have, is it close to like $1 billion in terms of transfer fees that we're still paying off?
Yeah.
You know, as well. And for players that aren't even at the club anymore because we bought them, they didn't work out. We sold them, but not for the price that we bought them as well, because we couldn't make a good profit on them. All that kind of stuff. It's sins of the past.
We're not the only club, though. Again, they talk about teams having debt and stuff. That's normal. Teams having debt is normal. Signings being paid over a certain amount of time is normal. Like we've learned for a long time that they don't just, when they sign a player, it's not, because before we used to believe, we give them the 40 million up front. We give them the money up front straight away, this, that, and the other. We know that's not the case anymore. So this is normal. When clubs, again, like Chelsea, are going to be paying off their signings over the next 5 to 6 years, that's normal. So that will still count as debt, but then it's not bad debt, right? So and this is what it's just, again, I feel like we're being mugged off. The Glazers are unwilling to spend, and they're yarning this tale, but it doesn't make sense in terms of the highest commercial club. There's always a new sponsor. There's so much happening on the background of things. We're not talking about building a stadium. We're talking about being competitive. And you're telling me that we have the transfer budget of like a Burnley. Like Burnley probably could do more. We're on the same level as Bournemouth. How? How is that your financial? It doesn't make sense. And every time they said this, last season they told us we had no money to spend. All of a sudden, we found money for Anthony. Yes, it affected January, but do Man United even do business in January? So let's not use that as an excuse. It's just another convenient thing to happen.
We got over 2,000 people watching. We haven't even got 500 likes, by the way. We've got 350. Let's get it all the way up to 500, 750. If you haven't already, click the like button. Also, as well, you'll be able to see top right-hand corner there. We are just over 50 subscribers away from 143,000. Yes, subscribers. So if you haven't already, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and you will be able to see the ticker go up and up and up and up, and possibly get to 143,000 subscribers as well. Let's move on. A couple of topics we do want to get into before we wrap things up. Mason Mount. Now, of course, yesterday, a new bid for Mason Mount went in. It was swiftly rejected by Chelsea. But Fabrizio Romano has tweeted saying, understand Manchester United will bid again for Mason Mount. Personal terms are 100% agreed and sealed. Mount plans to not sign a new deal at Chelsea. Man United wants a quick resolution and won't make crazy bids. Chelsea are now flexible, 60 to 65 million pounds, enough to get it done. What should United spend though, KG? What's the number that they should spend?
55 million. What was the last bid? 50 million?
It was 45 plus 5, 50 million package.
55. After 55, walk away like Craig David, man. He's got and literally with the same tone that Craig David does it as well. Like literally, just
what tone's that, KG?
I can't even do it because I'm just annoyed about my last rant. I'm just annoyed. I am annoyed. But just they should walk away. That's 55 and say, all right, cool, pack it in now. We're getting this way. You know what I mean?
This sums up United though too, right? So James Ducker from the Telegraph writes, Manchester United think that their second offer for Mason Mount, of course, that one that was rejected, that 45 plus 5 was fair. But Chelsea are aware that Manchester United have a history of caving in. That's the reputation. That's the reputation in the industry. You know what I mean? It's like they go, when United, because remember, that second bid, that was meant to be the bid that United went, that's all we're doing. We're walking away. Like Craig Davis said, we're walking away. Romano comes out. They're going to go back in for a third bid. About that ultimatum.
No, but do you, like, again, and this is pure speculation. This is nothing. This is just me just going on vibes and stuff. Don't you reckon that they have to kind of, because there was talks of the manager being really upset with things. Don't you think they're trying to keep Ten Hag just okay?
Well, this is
so
a
you
guy
know, like he's not got his so he's
like
like
he wants.
Yeah, and they're like, well, this deal's taking long. I know you want to do something. Here's Mason Mount for now. I know you want more Ten Hag. All right, like give us some time. You know what I mean? Do you reckon it's one of those ones? One of those situations where it's just trying to placate the manager to just make him feel okay?
Honestly, KG, I don't know. I mean, like we said earlier on, I understand that, that Mirror article saying that, Glazers wouldn't sanction any spending until the takeover's done. I don't think that's completely true, but I think there's elements of it in there. There's no way that there wouldn't be some elements of, them going, because as we said before, we've seen that org chart of how the hierarchy works, who signs this stuff off. And it always is like, it's either Avram or Joel. They sign off player sales, they sign off signings as well. Do you think if they get a bit of paper under that, can you sign off Mason Mount? They go, I don't give a shit about that.
No, they can't, because, well, and this is the hard thing about when you have a team when the owners are 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because then no work is really being done, right? And that's why the sale needs to happen as soon as possible, purely because you need people that care. Like, because that could be a good argument. They're just not invested the same way they used to be because they know they're walking out. It's that person that goes to work when he's about to quit. The output is not outputting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's
exactly.
like
Final day settings.
Final day settings. It's like, no, all right, yeah. You know what I mean? You start paying for
that photocopier for a while. You've been at that photocopier for a while, just photocopying the same thing. Yeah, well.
Long toilet breaks, just sitting in the cubicle, just on their phone, refreshing Twitter.
Lots of cups of coffee. Cup of coffee, anyone? Cup of coffee? Coffee?
Yeah. Do you wanna, I'm just gonna go and walk to coffee quickly.
I'll pop out. Yeah, I'll pop out. Pret a manger. Yeah, I'll go get it. That's fine.
And that's what we got right now. That's what we got as owners. But again, we had to stay in all of this. In spite of all of this, I will stay positive. I am staying positive with the manager. I am staying positive that Man United will do business. Like they told us all before. Like, remember when they said we had no money? Someone even put in the free seat, said, look, Man United told us they had no money. Suddenly they found money to pay for Ronaldo to be here and get paid. And he was paid a serious wage. Man United had no money and Ronaldo leaves and we paid out the rest of his contract. You know what I mean? To the likes of what, 20 million or something? Man United, remember, like there's stuff that apparently we have no money and then somehow we're doing this. Somehow we're signing a keeper. Somehow we're bringing Rabiot on a free, but he's going to have a signing on fee. Somehow, some way, Man United will do what they need to do before the season starts.
Finally, Donny van der Beek. A little bit of an update on Donny. Now, I know you'll say who. Yes, Donny van der Beek. It's been reported by Gianluca Damasio that Manchester United have offered Donny van der Beek on a loan deal to Roma. It is not a priority at the moment for the Italian side, but they will evaluate it in the coming days. A loan deal. A loan deal, KG. How long's Donny been at United for? What is it, 3 years? And they're going, maybe he needs a season out on loan.
You know, we don't learn. We don't learn. We've loaned Bailly for like 3 seasons. No one's bought him. No one's bought him. We don't even do loan with the obligation to buy. We don't even do that. See, now, once again, loan, he's going to be in the final year of his contract, walks out on a free. Or we have to sell him 12 million, 5 million, 6 million. Wait, what? I don't understand. Honestly, like we don't learn. This is typical Man United. This is like the sketch. Like, oh.
But this is what I mean. Remember last year? Again, last year, exactly the same last year when they're going, oh, we moved slowly, but we got there in the end. And you can tell Eric was like, last year was crazy. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. And this year it's slower.
How long has he got in his deal? Quickly, can anyone quickly check how long Donny van der Beek's got in his deal, please? I need to know.
Donny van der Beek contract.
Oh my goodness, this is
length. Signed a 5-year deal.
Signed a 5-year deal. He's been there for 3 years. Is that correct?
When did it say it actually expire then? When did he actually sign? Donny van de Beek. I mean, I just looked at the free seats actually. 1 year left. 2 years. 2 years. People are saying 2 years.
2 years. Imagine. See, he'll go on loan. Yeah, for a season. He'll have 1 year left.
1 year left.
And
And then who's going to buy him? And who's going to buy him at that point?
Oh my goodness. We do not learn. Not just saying, hey, I'm going to take. How much could you get for Donny? Bloody hell.
We didn't even sign him for much, KG, as well. Remember?
A live 15 from someone.
Might be looking a bit 10-ish. Wimbledon settings, KG. 10-ish.
Oh, no.
Roland Garros settings. Very 10-ish.
Oh, this club wants to kill someone. This club is fucking crazy. We just got, well, listen, keep calm, carry on. This club is a joke, though.
Super chats, then we'll wrap it up. Sashiv says, we are transfer delay FC. Show Raman says, KG talking like David De Gea has been a victim, been getting 375k a week for 5 years now, while on a heavy decline. Allow the tears and the whole sorry talk.
I don't know. I don't understand. Don't confuse it. I'm saying there's a way you manage a player that's been here for years. That's all. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying keep him. I'm saying he can go, but I'm saying there's a way to do it. Tell him you're not going to be here anymore. Simple. Let him have a wave at the fans. See you later. See you later, everyone. Thanks for the good years. Like, I get he's been paid. That's his job, innit? He's not going to be here for free, innit? You know what I mean? And yes, he's gone bad, but then you at any point could have sold him. If you hated him 5 years ago, well, put him on the market, get rid of him. You offered him a new deal. Don't complain about things that you've done and act like you're not complicit in this, is what I'm saying. Let him know you're no longer your surplus requirements, but thank you for the service. Man United don't do that, and they've never done that with anyone. All the legends have come out and said, Evra, Rio, like there's so many people that have come out and said, look, this is how it ended at the club. Come on.
M. Sati says, heavy decline and winning the Golden Glove. I hope I decline the same. Ahmad says, prediction, UV will pass 300k before the end of next season. That's a big ask. Ahmed, that's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. But, you know, as Don Robbie says, believe, but point to the head, believe. Believe. Caleb says 55 will walk away and steal Caicedo, referring to the Mason Mount bid. And finally, Sashiv says, KG, please press the dead on the soundboard.
I will look for it. There it is. Dead.
So there you go. What a perfect way to end the show. Appreciate everyone tuning in this morning. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Still not at 500 likes. Let's get to 500 on the way out. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. What's on tap for the rest of the day? Well, just stay tuned, I guess, because with all of the transfer happenings and goings on and things of that nature.
Whole new club.
Oh, yeah, that should be the thing. Stay tuned. Midnight tonight. Eyes, sand timer, wink, shrug, flag, whatever else you want to call it, plane. I mean, it's ridiculous. They laugh at the Arsenal. They go, the Arsenal FBI group's back. We're just as bad. We're making stuff up. Anyway, guys, we're out of here. Peace.